Good morning and welcome to Today in LA and Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck Picks of the Week right here on our show today. And ladies and gentlemen, in just a few minutes, I will be telling you who's going to win in high school and college football this weekend. My partner here to right next to me, of course, is Jason Gregory, the owner and operator of Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks. Did you have a hard time naming your dealership?
No, sir. We want to be the premier dealership of our community. So.
And right now, it's red hot. There's salesmen right now standing outside the door waiting for you to come in. Sales have been booming, haven't they?
Yeah. Listen, we've been blessed this month. We've been blessed the whole time we've been here, but. Man, this month just seems like it is really on fire. So.
Advertising pays off, doesn't it?
Man, it sure does. And having inventory and the right inventory.
Yeah. I tell you what, I rode through there just this past week, and you had another truck bringing in more cars, and I was trying to figure out where you're going to put them.
Listen, I had drivers leave last night going to Miami, Florida. But
no, Wayne Brock. You didn't send Wayne Brock to me, I hope.
No, not Wayne. Paul.
Wayne Brock, one of my dear friends, drives for you, and those guys stay busy, don't they?
He's going to Illinois, I think, today or tomorrow. Pick up a car.
Is it really?
Wow.
You tell him now to don't go by. He's got grandchildren lives in Texas. Now you tell him don't go to Texas.
That's why it took him a little longer the last time we went to Texas.
But, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Steve Kemp. We're waiting on Mike Amos. He's coming this morning from Great Beach, Florida. Of course, a lot of football action this weekend. Charles Henderson, of course, played last night and lost to Rehoboth. But the big game this weekend is Troy University against Texas State. That's a kickoff at 2:30 from the Veterans Memorial Stadium right here in Troy. And what I want to know is, are you going to have your pass, your lucky pass contest? What are you going to do that?
No, we're having a kickoff.
A kickoff. Wait a minute! Don't send a young co-ed down there to kick a 65-yard field goal.
No. Hey, if Troy receives the ball first half or second half, whichever, if Troy returner returns it for a touchdown, someone's going to win a car.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Not just any car, a Ram truck.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. That is a deal. And that's going to happen at halftime or at every kickoff.
The kickoff.
Any kickoff.
Yeah.
No, the first one or
they receive. Whichever kickoff Troy receives.
Oh, you mean the first kick of the day?
First
just
kick.
That one kick.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, and of course, if they take it back for a touchdown, it's got to be Troy, though. It can't be the Visitors.
That's got to be Troy.
I'll tell you, Auburn, Hardee's has sponsored one of those for Auburn for many years, and there's been some fans that have won big stuff from that exact same promotion.
I know a lot of folks are going. My friends over at the university sent me this today to let everybody see it. Boy, this is a good-looking face mask this morning, and make sure to wear your face mask when you're outside the premises of your home, or and especially if you're going to the post office or going to the grocery store or going to the automobile dealership. Just think about wearing that mask, and it could save a life either way. Of course, Jason's with us this morning, and we are into high school and college football. And of course, yesterday, Jason, Mike Amos is on Zoom. It looks like. Are you there?
Hadn't called in. He's got to call in.
Oh yeah, surely he'll be calling in. It's early morning. He's got kids running around this morning getting ready to go to school. But last night there were actually more games. There were more games played last night than there will be tonight. And I would think it would be because of the weather. But right now, the weather, let's see, do we have a dial tone?
We don't have any power.
Oh, boy.
Hey, do you hear me right now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I hear you now.
But
Okay, we'll just try it off the computer today.
Okay, well, that's good. Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, Florida. But last night we had a lot of big games on high school games, and the only college game that I can remember was Tulane got it handed to them by Houston last night. Mike, what did you watch any of that?
Yeah, I watched a lot of the first half. Tulane at one time was up 24-7, and Houston was turning the ball over a lot. Of course, Marcus Jones, the Troy transfer, was running back kicks.
Did he do that?
For Houston last night and playing in the secondary, so they're definitely utilizing him. Of course, he was a freshman All-American when he was at Troy, the kid from Enterprise.
They had one guy ran a kickback last night, but it wasn't him, was it?
I don't know. He was the kickoff guy, so I'll have to look and see.
Exactly right.
But,
Now,
they were up 49-31 in the third quarter. I don't know what the final was.
I wanted to say I know this. It was very high scoring in Houston. It was the first game they played all year long, and they looked like they didn't miss a beat.
well, it took them a while to get going. I thought Tulane might cover, and then I looked at that early score and said, "Oh yeah, Tulane's going to put it to them," and then they just flipped the switch and blew them out.
Jason, our scores from last week. Did you ever get a total on yours from last week? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how good I was. I was 16-12. That was terrible. And Jason, did you?
I showed 18-9.
18-9. And Bill Rice Jr. was 19, and let's see, let me double check this now, make sure I did this right. The North Carolina State beat Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
North Carolina State beat
Mike,
Pittsburgh.
did North Carolina beat Pittsburgh last week?
Yes.
All right, that means you didn't do quite as well. I had to get that score.
Who'd I have? I had Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you had Pittsburgh. At least you had it right here. And of course, that makes it 18-8.
Should be
18. All right, for Bill Rice, he was 19-7, and now I got him. Let's see. There we go. There's that phone coming in. Go ahead and mash that down. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, I'm on the phone.
All right, okay, Mike's on the phone now. We're ready to go this morning on a overcast morning, and of course there will be rain in the forecast. Hopefully, it's going to be in and out of here.
That's right.
You car dealers know the weather real well, don't you?
Absolutely. Once you get a little bit older, your knees start hurting.
Hey, and then you want to be warned on whether there's going to be a hail damage. Is that right? Have you ever had hail damage hit your lot before?
Not here in Troy, but when we were at Carl Gary, it seemed like every year we had this hailstorm sale.
Yeah, and of course, right now we're going to give you some of the scores from last week. Bill Rice, who won the week before, was 18-8. That was Bill Rice, and I was 16-12. Forrest Lee was 19-7, but you know what? That's right, though I counted his. So he was 19-7. Forrest Lee, and then yours, Jason. How'd you end up?
I was 18-9.
18-9. So that didn't quite do it. Let's see. I'm thinking it's looking like Forrest Lee has won this thing again. Let's see, he lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yeah, he's going to win this thing, I believe. Forrest Lee at 19-7 looks like he's going to win last week's contest. So we'll be keeping up with that all year long. And at the end, nice dinner from B. Graves is in store for you. Have you taken advantage of yours? You
Man,
went
I
last year?
have. I went last Friday.
Did you
Finally,
was it
yay.
you and your wife, or did you bring
Yeah.
the kids and everybody?
It's me and my wife.
I hope you used it all up.
Man, we did.
Well, I tell you what, that was fun. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, again, our show is brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And of course, we've got another week of some great games, some real good college games. You know, you grew up in Columbus, Georgia. Well, you grew up, you were out in Kansas, and then y'all moved to Columbus, Georgia, and you were a Georgia fan and an Auburn fan. Was it hard to pick one last week?
No,
You
all the way Auburn Tigers, but
Yeah.
man, just that was a tough one.
Well, I tell you what, I think they're going to run into a chainsaw this week if they don't watch it.
Listen,
But-
hey, I'm telling you, it's just like old Mississippi State. They just thought they had their whole bases covered and show up and get beat by Arkansas.
That's right, no question about it.
Did y'all hear that Auburn's great middle linebacker it might be out for the year with a hand injury?
With what?
Torn ligaments in his thumb.
Yeah,
Is he the one that got kicked out of the game
No.
last week?
no, he was coming in and out. He must have been hurt last week. His
That
Brett.
was Smoke Monday.
But is that Smoke Monday, is he the one that got kicked out?
Yeah, he's back though.
Let me tell you this, that hurt Auburn a lot too, and it was a silly call, I think. Didn't you think? You got where you can't even hit anybody anymore, you know?
Well, not only that, but listen, they got to come better prepared. You know, when I watched that game, I had some folks over at my house and, did a little cooking, and I had to send everyone home and send them a bill after watching that game.
Well, you're right. You're cooking steak for a bunch of guys, and you're trying to keep up with what's going on in the football game.
And some of them were my buddies from Columbus that are
Yeah.
Georgia fans.
Uh-huh,
So I had to send them back home packing.
Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
That game, I'm sure a few Auburn fans had a few too many drinks before it's all over.
Mike, let me ask you this. You're calling in from Great Beach this morning, and tell us about what the weather looks like right now.
I mean, we're very blessed down here. I mean, the storm, pretty much went to Louisiana, Texas, it looks like. So we're just going to have a little bit of rain down here, a couple inches, but nothing too bad.
It seems like you're sort of talking in a drum this morning. Is there anything you can do about it?
I gotta turn that down.
Well, let's see.
That's
That's a lot better.
like normal. Okay.
That's a lot better, no question about it. Of course, we got some great.
We had a lot of high school games last night. I mean, apparently Elba is really good. That was a shootout last night. They lost to Abbeville. Did you see that? 48-42.
And Abbeville won or Elba win?
Abbeville won, but I think Abbeville's undefeated.
They sure are, and they're playing real good. And that was one of the games that we had this week. I know.
Erickson, Coach Dunn came on the show yesterday, and they beat Pine Chop 35-0.
Yeah, well, you expected that, didn't you?
Brantley won 56-12 over Georgiana.
Okay, I picked Brantley then.
No, well, this doesn't count on.
No,
that
I want to
contest.
pick Abbeville and Brantley.
You got one of these. All right, I'm handing out the sheets this morning,
I mean, there were so many games last night. It's unbelievable.
and
What was the final score at Charles Henderson?
it was 28-7 when I left the game. I tell you one thing about the game: they had some good hamburgers. Boy, they were really good. I mean, they were really good. But the Charles Henderson lost to Rehoboth. The score when I left was 28-7. Charles Henderson showed some, a couple of running backs did well for him, but the total picture is not very good at Charles Henderson. They remain winless on the year, and I can't remember a time in ever, Mike, where a Troy team went undefeated. I mean, went through a whole year without winning a game, and I'm worried about this one.
The final score was 29-14.
29-14, so at least they did score 14 points, so that's going to help some of the morale around there. But Of course, the big game is tomorrow afternoon from Veterans Stadium here in Troy. It's the Trojans of Troy University do battle with the Texas State Bobcats. Is that their nickname, or what's their nickname?
I think it is. Mm-hmm.
Bobcats.
Right. Yeah.
And it should be a good one. Of course, you gonna be out there, or you gonna be selling
Yes, sir.
cars?
No, sir. We're gonna be selling cars in the morning and watching the Trojans beat up on Texas State tomorrow afternoon.
But it sounds good. It sounds good. And
we need to mention the Atlanta Braves swept the Marlins, and they're going to the National League playoff series against the Dodgers championship series.
well, that's good. That's good. The Braves, I tell you, they're getting good pitching. What's happening with them? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they're getting good pitching, and they've always had really good hitters, and they basically ran into a team with the Marlins that upset the Cubs, and everybody thought the Marlins were really hot. The Braves playing the Dodgers is going to be extremely tough, though the Dodgers are loaded. I think that series doesn't start until next week.
Yeah. Bill Rice Jr. is with us also, and we're waiting. I was waiting on Forrest Lee. Run, Forrest, run. And
hopefully
he's running over here. He's won this thing twice, so.
He's disqualified.
Yeah, you're right.
So we don't have to worry about Forrest. It's like the New York Yankees being disqualified.
I heard a door slam. That could be Forrest Lee entering the building, and right now he's red hot. Of course,
Chicago Bears beat Tampa Bay last night, 20-19.
Well, how did that happen? What happened to my man Brady?
Well, the Bears are 4-1.
I know it, but Brady didn't play well, or what happened?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the numbers, but I wouldn't think he had played well if it was 20-19.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to get going here in a few moments. Of course, Auburn is at home to Arkansas, and of course, now a lot of people have been very concerned about this game. A lot of people say, well, they're playing Arkansas, but I don't believe this is the same Arkansas team that been playing lately.
Listen, they got a lot of weapons in the Arkansas arsenal, so hey, Auburn's going to have to get it together quickly. I still question last year's hire for Gus and Chad Morris just came from Arkansas that didn't win a game last year.
Yeah.
I still wonder about that one.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, and they're going to have a showdown against each other this weekend. Of course, Alabama is on the road at Ole Miss. Again, Saban beat all of his assistant coaches every time they play them, former assistant coaches. Do you think Ole Miss has got a chance in this game at all, Mike?
Yeah, I think they got a really good chance to win the money at 24.5. But this game has now been moved to 6:30. So if you're a Troy fan and an Alabama fan, this is the best thing that could have happened. Now you can go watch all the Troy games starting at 2:30, and then get home and watch the Alabama game at 6:30 on ESPN.
Mike, I heard it was 7:30.
Eastern time.
Oh, Eastern time. Okay. All right. So that will help some folks, and everybody's excited about football coming back to Troy this weekend, and we are excited. Of course, our show is brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And when Jason walked in, I said, "How's business?" He said, "We're just overloaded with business right now," and it's a good way to be, isn't it?
Man, it sure is.
The economy is getting better. Is that right?
It sure is. I think things are starting to settle down a little bit, and people are starting to get out and about again, and looking at, they see our inventory. I've got almost 300 cars out there on the lot right now.
Oh man,
new and used, and man, I don't think you'll find a nicer selection than what we've got right now on pre-owned cars. I mean, it's unbelievable. Cars, trucks, and SUVs.
And you can get them any vehicle they want. Of course, we're talking about Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Ram trucks, but hey, you can get them any kind of car they want at a very good price. Is
Absolutely,
that right?
Absolutely. And you know we're getting.
So what does Jason Gregory drive?
I drive a 20-mile Ram 1500 pre-owned.
I look for it, and yeah, that's right. It's pre-owned, but
It's the one that's dirty because you know I live off of a dirt road and it's tough.
I saw it just out there. It looks great.
well, you know, I would like to say this. Jason, he came to Troy because he bought an automobile dealership, a Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram truck. But he didn't know he was going to get in the cattle business, the horse business, the dog business. You have become a farmer too, is that right? A rancher.
I don't know about that. More like a hobby farmer.
Well, last night again, Baylor got it taken to them pretty good by Houston, and the thing that really upset me a little bit was my man Brady got beat last night, Mike. What was that, 20-19?
Yeah, the final of the Houston Tulane game was 49-31.
Yeah, okay.
Tulane had some interesting colors. They wore more baby blue than they did purple last night. I kind of like their uniforms.
Their colors, it seem like a green and baby blue or something. That's a New Orleans color.
You know, Holgerson left the West Virginia job, which came open for Neil Brown to take from Troy, but he was making $3.5 million at West Virginia, but Houston, a non-Power 5 school, was paying him $4 million. So that's interesting that you can make more money at Houston than West Virginia.
Well, he's had more transfers than any coach in the country. Is that right?
It's a lot.
Yeah, he's got one that Troy would like to have had back.
And he played a lot last night, the kid from Enterprise.
Yeah, I mean, he was returning, kicks and punt and playing in the secondary.
And one of their guys ran one back. That wasn't him, was it?
I'll have to look and see.
Yeah. Okay, let's get going. We've got just a few high school games, and we're waiting on some scores from some of the games last night to give
Zach
you.
Etheridge, the great Auburn player in the secondary on the national championship team that played at Charles Anderson High School, is the secondary coach at Houston.
That is great.
Wow.
Did you know that? Zach is from right here in Troy and was a great player here, and he's the one that had the bad neck injury, and people didn't think he'd ever play football again, but he came right back and played for the next year.
You make a great income if you're a position coach at a big Division I program, and he's young. That's awesome.
He came in here with his name Zacchaeus, or Zach, and I said when we were doing the ball games, I said we got to do something about that name. There, we're gonna have to call him Zach, and then of course he goes by Zach. Okay, Pike County at Goshen tonight, a big rival game. Right now, Goshen's been on hard times, with a young team, and they also, because I talked to one of their coaches, because of the virus that's going on, they had 18 players decided, or their parents called in and said that they didn't want the kids to play.
At Goshen?
Yeah, that's why it's had a lot to do with Goshen's team this year. A lot of these
That's hard.
parents were afraid of the.
I know it's homecoming tonight.
Yeah, it's homecoming at Goshen. And, of course, a good program. I noticed I was looking at the Catch, and this magazine is published by the Messenger. And I'll ask you this. You won't find a better high school magazine that you can leave it on your coffee table year round. And it's got talks about all the schools in this area: Charles Henderson, Pike County, Pike Liberal, Goshen, Zion Chapel, and Arrington, and gives you a lot of input on the team and on the players. And I tell you, you can still get these by dropping by the Messenger and saying, do you have any more catches left? And they do it for all sports and do a great job, really do. And of course, we've got some big games this week. I'm going to take Pike County. I just don't think Goshen has got the players that Pike County has. And Pike County lost a heartbreaker. They were on the goal line as the game ended last week against Catholic. But Coach Holland, he'll have his team ready, I guarantee you, and I'll take Pike County.
Yeah, I'm going with Pike County as well.
Pike County and Joey Dennison is their great offensive line coach.
Yes, no question about it. He's a good one.
I'm gonna go Pike County big.
Big.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take. All right, everybody takes Pike County, in that game. New Brockton is playing North Side Methodist out of Dothan. I'm not real familiar on either one of them. I think I'll just take New Brockton. Of course, Northside Methodist is a team that has left the Alabama Independent School Association to join the High School Athletic Association, Alabama High School Athletic Association. And they've got a lot of good players, but I think New Brockton's got more. I'm going to take New Brockton. Jason, what do you think?
I'm with you on that.
Jason Gregory says New Brockton.
Apparently, there's a Troy Bank and Trust branch in New Brockton, so I'll take New Brockton.
Oh yeah, there are 13 branches, and they've got more. They got 4 other stores right here in town.
Y'all remember when I had the Troy Citizen? We also did a monthly publication called Pike's Peak from time to time. But I used to go to my friend Patsy's house in New Brockton. She laid it out. She was the graphic designer, and we would pull all-nighters in her little house in New Brockton. So I spent a lot of time, late nights in New Brockton. So I'll go
Ladies
in
and
New
gentlemen, Forrest Lee has entered the building, and we've got his thing. And Forrest, I don't know if you realize it, but you won again this week, my friend. And you aged out Bill Rice Jr. Let's see here.
Yeah, he cheated.
And Jason, they were all real close. And, I don't know what happened to me. I must have been in another world because I was way off the base.
Well, you picked Jacksonville State over FSU. You were taking some risks.
That's right. It almost won, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And, of course, Bill Rice was 18-8, as was Jason Gregory, so you edged them out by 1 vote, one win. So Forrest Lee is getting ready. Of course, Forrest, are you going to have the golf course open this morning, or what's going to happen?
Yes, what time?
Talking about the Brundage Country Club, and one of the best deals you'll find anywhere on 18 holes of golf, just $12, and then you throw in, what, $5 more for a golf cart, or how's that?
27 total.
27 total. For 18, that includes golf and a golf cart. So, very nice place to play golf, located 9 miles north of here in Brundage, Alabama. Providence at Houston Academy, and these are 2 private schools in Dothan, a big rivalry game. Of course, Providence, coached by Kenny Keith, beat Elba the other day, didn't they, Mike?
Yeah, they did.
Who do you like here?
Who's the game again?
Providence Christian against Houston Academy.
I'll take Providence Christian.
Okay, Mike Amos takes Providence Christian. This is a tough one, but I think Providence is playing better than most of these teams right now. I'll take Providence.
I'm gonna go with Houston Academy. I'm going against the grain.
All
Yeah.
you yuppies now, all
To
you
win, you gotta
yuppies, all these yuppies out here, ladies and gentlemen, they stick together now. I'll tell you.
Okay, easy trivia question. Who's the most famous athlete to come out of Houston Academy?
Jim Farmer.
Jim Farmer, yeah.
He was a fraternity brother of mine. Y'all know that at Alabama?
I didn't know that.
Jim Farmer, they had the backcourt of Jim Farmer and what was the other guy?
Here's my Jim Farmer story. He rarely came over because he was an athlete, but he was a Sigma Nu. And
Mark Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey, yeah.
well, here's Farmer. There was a lot of Sigma Nus from Dothan, so he knew all those. So he came over, once in a while. And but I remember one day he brought this guy Mark Godfrey, who just transferred from Oral Roberts or somewhere in Oklahoma. And he came over and hung out a little bit, and we had a nice basketball court in the backyard. And this was in the off season, and Farmer and Godfrey played some basketball, and we had houseboys that helped us with dinner and serving our meals. And one of our guys we had was a heck of a basketball player, and he played with Farmer and Godfrey. And the guy that worked for the Sigma Nu house, he was just as good as Farmer and Godfrey, I thought.
That's amazing. I'm trying.
That's the first time I saw Mark Godfrey.
Yeah, Jim Farmer was a first first round draft pick in the NBA draft.
That's right. It sure was. Really was good. All right, let's get into the college picks, and we've got some good games, real good games this week. Louisville at Georgia Tech. Is Louisville having the kind of year that they had last year, or what's the deal with Louisville?
No, they've only won one game. Georgia Tech's win was at Florida State.
Yeah. And how about Louisville? They just have one win?
Yeah, they've struggled so far this year.
Boy, this is a tough one.
The quarterback from Montgomery got hurt. I don't know if he's a player or not.
Oh, I might want to change my pick then.
Yeah. Who do you like, Jason? I'm going to throw it on you.
I'm going Georgia Tech.
How about you, Mike?
I'm going Georgia Tech.
Tech at home.
Okay, so I can gain a game on you guys. Louisville must have a pretty good backup quarterback. I'll go with Louisville.
I'm going with Louisville, too. You're my man, my pizza man that ran to Louisville.
Forrest said Louisville.
Yeah, exactly, exactly right. Who you got, Forrest Lee?
Georgia Tech's got a really good young quarterback. They're going to be pretty good in a couple of years.
Okay, Forrest Lee takes Louisville or Tech?
Louisville.
Yeah, he took Louisville. Okay. Florida at Texas A&M. This is my upset special of the week, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to call it that, I'll take Texas A&M to win the football game.
I don't think so.
All right, Jason.
I'm going with Florida. I'm going with Florida, man. They are a dynamic team this year.
Well, I was wondering if they
gonna be
allowed.
tough.
I was wondering if they allowed the 12th man to come to the game. That usually is a big impact on the game, but I don't know if it does now.
Nope.
They're going to have 25,000 fans, they said.
All right, okay. And I bet you a lot of them will be that 12th man too.
Hey.
Will you kiss your girlfriend?
Hey, it could be, but I'm just telling you, I think Florida's got something special this year.
I think you might be right, Jason. And that Florida-Georgia game is going to have big national championship implications because both of those teams look great to me.
Well, I'll tell you how Las Vegas sees it. Las Vegas sees it a little different. They are, gosh, I thought I had it.
Florida's a 6.5 point favorite, over under 58.5. I like A&M to play tough, but I like Florida to win.
Okay. All right, I'm going to take A&M, and you. What did you?
I took Florida.
I'll take Florida.
How about you, Forrest?
Florida.
Okay, Florida. And I'm the only one that took Texas A&M.
So, man, who do you think is the better coach in this game, Dan Mullen or Jimbo Fisher? Does?
Oh, I think Dan Mullen is. But you know what? Something good got to happen to Jimbo, and the game's playing at A&M.
Jimbo just got married again. He's making $75 million guaranteed. Jimbo Fisher's he's set for life.
Mike, I didn't know he had just gotten married again. That surprises me.
What can we get him for a wedding gift? He probably has everything he needs.
That's Orgeron's problem this year. Orgeron's a single man, hitting the town, hitting the bars. That's why he didn't show up against Mississippi State.
That's right. When the season's over, bring Orgeron up here, and we'll have cook a pig, cook a hog out in your backyard. Bring old Orgeron up here, and we'll also get Pruitt to come up here from Tennessee.
Yeah, we can get him.
Yeah, Pruitt's married to a girl from Banks.
Yeah,
we got an in with Coach Pruitt.
Pruitt's he asked his girlfriend. He said, "How big a town is Banks, Alabama?" She said, "Well, we got one store. It's called we want one store, and it's a good place. And a lot of people go there for breakfast every morning."
That's right. And lunch.
Banks by right?
Banks by right. So when he asked her how big Banks was, she said, "Well, we got one store downtown."
They've got 3 little children. The Pruitts do. Golly, Coach Pruitt doesn't have much time to deal with those little kids. So Casey has got her hands full.
Okay, LSU at Missouri. This game has been changed. This is a big thing here now. They have this game was supposed to be played at LSU in Baton Rouge. It has been moved to Missouri, and LSU goes from a 21-point favorite to a 14-point favorite. Mike, what difference would it have made? 7 points difference for him to play at Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, Eli Drinkwitz, the new Missouri coach, maybe has the toughest schedule in the country. You start the season with Alabama, then you travel to Knoxville and play Tennessee, and now you're going to play LSU. So I think LSU in this game. I don't know the last minute, having to travel to Missouri to Columbia, how that's going to affect them. But I'm going to be surprised if Missouri gets under that 14.5.
Who do you like here, Jason?
Common sense would say LSU, but I don't know. Like Mike was talking about Orgeron hitting the streets and whatnot. I don't know if he's focused or not.
Hey, let's put him in a brand new Ram truck.
Hey, we can do it.
And of course he'll pay cash for it.
Hey,
I'll take LSU to win the game.
That's about one day's pay for him. That's right.
And of course he got into divorce, and I didn't know Jimbo had remarried, and so congratulations to him. Jimbo played at what school? Do y'all know?
Yeah, Sanford.
Stanford University in Birmingham. Jimbo came out of Salem College in the hills of Tennessee or Kentucky. He's from the hills
Of West Virginia.
and he followed Terry Bowden to Sanford, and was his quarterback and was a good one. And I remember he played here in Troy a couple of times. And then of course he gets a job with Terry's daddy at Florida State, and the rest is history.
Jason, tell your best Terry Bowden story at Auburn. The day he left.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What was that?
He wasn't too bad. He wasn't too bad.
Did y'all have cars going to Auburn when Bowden was there?
No, my dad wasn't too keen on that. Let these guys drive cars. We'd always get them and banged up left and right, tore up.
I know it.
I've been blessed ever since I've been to Troy. I've let Troy, Neil Brown drive a car, let Chip Lindsey drive a car. Man, they take such good care of them.
Yeah,
that's why I don't mind.
Do they have a choice between a car or a Ram truck? I think Coach
Lindsey's in that Ram truck.
Beautiful. Yeah. It's red like
right.
Troy too. And he has a parking place up front. You always tell when he's there.
That's
and
right.
he got that truck. Okay, let's get going. Everybody's got LSU. Okay, North Carolina State at Virginia. North Carolina State's been sort of a surprise, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah, Troy was supposed to play North Carolina State, and they've ended up being really pretty good to start the season. They only won 3 games last year. I don't know what to think of this game. I don't know.
Wait a minute. What are you going to do?
I don't know. It's not a pick.
I think North Carolina State.
Yeah. Mike, everybody has been raving over this restaurant in Highland Home, Alabama. But I can't remember. I can't remember the name of it. What's the name?
I don't know.
Do you know, Mike?
I don't know.
It don't matter.
It don't matter, Mike. I just wanted the name of the restaurant in Highland Home.
I think they got all-you-can-eat catfish today. I used to go there on Friday.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It's the It Don't Matter Cafe, I believe.
Well, Mike, look, all I want to know is the name of the restaurant. And you said it don't matter. I mean, we're talking live television all across the country, Mike, and you're trying to make a fool out of your daddy over here.
How about It Don't Matter, It's Not As Good as Sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, the restaurant's name is It Don't Matter.
That'd be a good bumper sticker or a T-shirt, like the Forrest Gump bumper sticker. Y'all remember his famous bumper sticker?
I still love to watch that show.
I mean, we give that restaurant more exposure than anywhere. Now, the Red Schoolhouse, my favorite restaurant of all time, we'll talk about Red Schoolhouse all day.
Yeah, Jason, you ever go to Red Schoolhouse?
Quite often.
Man, that's a great place to eat. There's no question about it. Okay, let's get going. I'm gonna take North Carolina State since the cat's got your tongue, Mike. I hadn't thought of that little liner lately. Your cat's got your tongue. Who's gonna win this game? It's played at Virginia. I'm gonna take Virginia at home.
Virginia's an 8-point favorite.
Boy, that surprises me.
I'm taking NC State.
Okay.
Our guest Chase was a North Carolina State graduate, but I'm going to take Virginia.
Mike, who do you like?
Well, I didn't realize where the game was played initially. I'll take Virginia.
All right,
Forrest, who you like?
North Carolina State.
Okay, Forrest Lee takes North Carolina State. And Forrest, did you go to the game last night?
I did.
Well, you know, they had a running back that for Charleston, so they might have been born. Did you see that guy last night? I didn't stay for all the game, but they had a running back that gained over 100 yards last night for Charleston. Do you know the kid's name? I was sitting in the end zone, so I didn't really know.
I just wrote another day after day.
Okay. All right, everybody takes, all right. We had two people that take North Carolina State. Who did you take, Rice?
Yes, Virginia, there is a Christmas.
Okay. And of course, that game is played in Yuppieville, USA. It's a pretty hard place to win. Michael, you know who? Charlottesville. Yeah, Charlottesville. South Carolina at Vanderbilt. And, gosh, just shoot in here because one of us got to have some relief. As old Marcel Ledbetter would say.
Leonard's loser? What's it?
South Carolina should win the game, but which South Carolina team's going to show up? Do you know, Mike?
I mean, South Carolina's got to win this game. I mean, Muschamp, I like him as a coach, but, you know, he's going to start the season 0-3. He'll lose his job before the season's over. I think they'll win.
All right, South Carolina. Everybody going to take South Carolina?
Yes, sir.
No respect for Vanderbilt? And hey, listen, if we were talking about math and science and all that, you'd take Vanderbilt, wouldn't you?
That's right.
That's what they
So we're
say.
talking about football.
If I was Vanderbilt, I would go to one place and one place only and bring a coach back. I mean, I know he's got an issue off the field with escorts. The Hugh Freeze has been phenomenal at Liberty. And he's a guy that needs to be back in the SEC as a head coach.
Yeah.
Didn't he make his name as a high school coach up near Nashville?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Memphis is where the blind.
Oh, okay, Memphis.
Plays when he coached Michael Orr.
Yeah. Okay, how about Texas and Oklahoma? This is the Red River Shootout, Jason, one of the biggest games of the year each year. But who in the world can pick this game? I'm gonna say it again. Just shoot in here because one of these guys has got to have some relief.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas. You know, I mean,
The eyes of Texas are upon you. Dun da 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 da. It's the same lyrics as I've been working on the railroad.
Yeah.
Over under 73.
73.
I'm going to take Oklahoma. I can't see any way that Oklahoma has 3 losses this quick.
Well, you're getting ready to see it because Texas is going to win.
But it will be a high-scoring game, and both teams are, have not lived up to expectations. I'm going to take Texas because they're playing. Well, they're not not a home
It's a neutral
field
game.
advantage.
It's a split
The
stadium.
game's played in Dallas at the old Cotton Bowl. In Dallas, that's where the game's played. I'll take Texas.
It's usually for the Texas State Fair.
Yeah.
Put the game around that.
Hey, here's a trivia question for our audience. Name the college football games that are split stadiums, half and half. There are only a couple of them left.
Jackson, Florida is where Georgia and Florida.
That's one.
Yeah.
We're just talking about one. Oklahoma, and then I would say Army Navy, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the 3 that are still played at neutral sites.
Yeah. Okay, everybody take Texas. Anybody take Oklahoma?
I took Oklahoma.
Mike takes Oklahoma.
Used to be the Iron Bowl until about 20 years ago.
Boy, that was a great one too.
Auburn and Pat died and moved it to Auburn for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, Pat Dye actually helped Alabama in the long term by doing that.
I'm gonna take Texas.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Every time I think of Oklahoma, I think of Switzer, though. Boy, you talk about he was a hard-nosed guy, man. I'm telling you, and he intimidated everybody he played.
Yeah, but Bud Wilkinson was better than Switzer, I guess.
Oh yeah, won a lot of games, but he wasn't the type of coach that old Switzer was. He was something now. There's a lot of stories about old Switzer. Okay, how about this game here, Virginia Tech? I can't believe it. I think they got the wrong team favored here. Virginia Tech is a 5-point underdog at North Carolina. Jason, who do you like here?
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. If this game was played on Halloween, I'd definitely take Virginia Tech at night on Halloween. But I'm going to take Virginia Tech to win the game too. Who do you like, Mike?
North Carolina's a 4-point favorite. This game will be early tomorrow at 11 a.m. If anybody wants to watch it on ABC, I'm going to take North Carolina at home.
North Carolina at home, and I wrote you down on the wrong one. All right, here we go. And I'm taking Virginia Tech. Taking
Virginia Tech had 22 players that did not travel to Duke last weekend because of COVID or COVID tracing.
And still won the game, didn't they?
And then 2 coaches did not coach as well, including their defense coordinator. So I assume everybody is back for North Carolina.
Okay, well, what we're going to do right now.
The contact tracing bill, is that still in system? Is that what they're saying?
No, that's just those are completely healthy people that just have come in contact with people that have tested positive, so they've got to be in isolation for 14 days. It's ridiculous to me, but yeah, I mean, you can just be in the room with somebody and not test negative, and for 14 days you cannot practice. I mean, so if you got in shape, you're going to get out of shape in those 14 days.
And of course, if you get it, everybody says, "Well, I don't know, I had it," but in most cases, Jason, man, you know it if you got it, don't you?
You know it without a doubt.
Okay, Duke at Syracuse, and this is another one. What Duke team's going to show up and what Syracuse team's going to show up? They played in Syracuse, at Syracuse, and what's the name of that stadium, Mike?
The Carrier Dome.
The Carrier Dome, and Jason, it's not even air conditioned, but the name of the stadium's the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, I'm going with Syracuse.
This one's tough. You going to take Syracuse?
Yeah.
Mike, who do you like?
Syracuse is a 1-point favorite. They've won one game. Duke's 0-4, but the last one. So Vegas is telling you to take Duke, so I'm going to take Duke.
Are they? Boy, this is a tough one. I like Duke's coach, and I'm going to take Duke. We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a moment with Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks Picks of the Week on Troy Cable.
Let's rock! It's Rocktober at Premier. Rock out in a new Ram with rock bottom prices. Save up to $17,777 on new Ram Crew Cab. New Jeep Renegade start at $17,988. Shop us now. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Our history is woven with the stories of those we serve. At Max, we've been a good community partner for 65 years. Max is dedicated to providing dependable financial services and to supporting our communities. We volunteer our time and share our resources. As a credit union, we've returned millions of dollars back to our members, local nonprofits, and small businesses. Max is honored to be a part of your story. We look forward to serving you for years to come.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part our identity.
Let's rock! It's Rocktober at Premier. Rock out in a new Ram with rock bottom prices. Save up to $17,777 on new Ram Crew Cab. New Jeep Renegade start at $17,988. Shop us now. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeeps and Ram Trucks on the bypass right here in Troy. And the man that has put it here is Jason Gregory, moved in here from Columbus, Georgia. Has it been a pretty good fit?
Man, it's been a wonderful fit.
And of course, the thing that impresses me so much about you, Jason, is that you got a big office in the back of your building, but up front, you like to sit up front at the desk right there, and you're running the show. Is that right?
That's right.
And salesmen come in, they say, all right, will you take this deal? Will you take this deal? Is that how it works?
We work them every day, all the time.
Yeah. Of course, you've been in the car business, I reckon, all your life. You were probably sweeping floors when you were a kid. Is that right?
Every weekend.
Their daddy owned several dealerships over in Columbus. Is that right?
That's right.
And, of course, so it's been your life pretty much. Now, when you were at Auburn, you lived a life of a regular student, or did you have to go home and work on the weekend?
Well, we had a Ford store in Auburn.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's right there on College Street.
Uh-huh. So, of course.
So have y'all always sold American vehicles?
No, we were at one time we were one of the largest Hyundai dealers in the country.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Back in the mid-90s.
Now, Chrysler Corporation owns most of your vehicles are Chrysler, built by Chrysler. Is that right?
That's right.
And does the old Chrysler New Yorker, is it still out there?
No, maybe in somebody's garage.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And,
I watched a lot of them.
You mean your daddy used to make you wash cars?
Man, New Yorkers and Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, exactly. But right now, of course, with
how many of those Jeep trucks you got right now? I see those.
We got a few of them. Do I need to send a driver down to Florida to pick you up in one?
Yeah, he needs one.
I like them a lot. I need a new vehicle more than anybody. I keep on waiting for my dad to feel sorry for me and give me his truck.
Yeah, of course he does like my vehicle, and I drive a Ram that I love, a Laramie, and I get a lot of compliments, and of course let me tell you, if you're going to